Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Eastern Kentucky homeowners impacted by last summer's flooding now have another opportunity to receive the financial help they need to rebuild. And a community and technical college in our region holds a conversation all about bringing people together despite their differences.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, 6:01, and we are, well, I was supposed to say we are in Friday. We have made it to Friday. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning. Let's head over to Brandon for a check of that forecast this morning. And Brandon, you are in the Weather Center this morning.
That's exactly right. I'm here and you're over there, and it's Friday, so there you go. But we're going to be dealing with some rain chances here on this Friday as we head to the day. Let's go to live pinpoint Doppler radar. Rain trying to drift just a little further to the south there, going through parts of Estill and Powell counties now, south of West Liberty and Morgan County, drifting south of Louisa there in Lawrence County. Light rain, not a whole lot, just north of Warfield over in Martin County. So just be aware of that as you head out the door this morning and closing in on the Lee County line there in Estill County. So just take it easy out there. Current temperatures from the WYMT studios, you can see basically 66 here in Hazard, 66 in Harlan, 70 in Prestonsburg. Monticello's now down to 68, so they're trading 70s out there this morning. 59 in Wise and 55 in Moorhead, where they've seen some rain there in the overnight hours. So again, temperatures will cool just a little bit there in some of those northern counties, but most of us, I think we see cloudy skies for the most part, maybe a stray shower or two here and there, and then we'll see again some areas near the Tennessee and Virginia borders. You might not see any rain today, starting off in the 60s, heading into the 70s later on this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Homeowners impacted by the July flood have another opportunity to receive financial help. Our Chandler Wilcox details how one federal agency is looking to speed up the flood recovery process.
$41,000. That is the amount of money homeowners impacted by the flood could receive to help repair their home from a USDA grant.
These funds can be used to, hook up water system, foundations, sewer systems, septic systems. All of those things are eligible costs.
Approximately 1,200 people in presidentially declared disaster areas can receive the financial help. How did you all come about getting this grant money?
So this is a special pot of money that came out of the omnibus that was passed in December. And it is $60 million for the entire country.
Tom Carew says Kentucky historically draws a chunk of money from the omnibus spending bills, but this will be specially allocated to flood survivors.
Our staff is gearing up and getting ready to take those applications in. And hopefully, since it's not one of our regular programs, we're hoping it should be much easier and simpler for folks to apply.
Getting the money will, however, include meeting a few requirements.
They need to be the owner of the property. The house home has to have been damaged by the flood.
There are income limits that an applicant cannot exceed based on the size of their home and where they live, but the USDA hopes that through this, people can recover quicker. In studio, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The USDA also mentioned additional funding that could be allocated to local housing nonprofits. Multiple counties across Eastern Kentucky that were affected by the flood have scheduled countywide spring cleanups. The Knott County Long-Term Recovery Group announced on Facebook a cleanup is scheduled April 9th through the 15th. Nonprofits that wish to participate can earn $80 per mile, up to 3 miles. Those nonprofits can contact the Knott County Judge Executive's office to get involved. Trash bags and gloves can also be picked up at the judge's office. Governor Andy Beshear gave an update on Eastern Kentucky's rebuilding efforts. 179 families are currently housed in travel trailers. 16 people are housed at Kentucky State Parks. That's down from 360 on September 1st. More than $1.1 million have been committed to building new homes and home repairs with nonprofit partners. And the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund has raised more than $13.2 million. Many Kentuckians struggle with food insecurity. Data from Feeding America shows 15.5% of people in our region face some sort of food insecurity. Feeding Kentucky Advocacy Coordinator Cassidy Wheeler says she's been working with legislators to create and protect already existing programs.
It's like there are just so many different moving pieces that we're trying to work around, and it is very, very tough. If we're not getting the funding, if this these programs if they don't exist, if we're not able to purchase food, the reality is that people just go hungry.
Well, Wheeler also says inflation has had an impact on the donations the food banks have received. Big Sandy Community and Technical College hosted a conversation yesterday all about communication, unification, and representation. Our buddy Forbes shares what speakers at the Prestonsburg campus brought to the stage.
From the culture embedded in every country road.
I grew up to embrace these mountains, their history and story. They became etched in my soul.
To the community growth expanding to the forest corners of the region.
Creating community has always been something that was near and dear to my heart, and as well as building relationships.
Appalachian academics and advocates gathered Thursday to discuss the importance of coming together.
I think it's a very good experience for everyone involved because we get to have open dialogue with one another to learn about different cultures and different communities that are sometimes not talked about.
With speeches about becoming a safe space for LGBTQ+ folks.
47% of our clients are transgender, gender nonconforming, or gender questioning.
To the under-celebrated and often undiscussed history of Black Appalachia.
We were here, and we are still here.
People are hungry already. People want to see progress. They want to see transformative change, and they're willing to do whatever it is that they have to do.
Leaving those involved to call on the community.
I think it's going to become even more crucial soon to be able to have safe spaces to openly discuss our identities or our cultures or who we are.
To help those who are craving community.
I know sometimes people feel as if, well, I just don't know where to start, and it seems like it's hard work. It's not hard work, it's just hard work.
By creating community.
It was here in these mountains.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the event brought forth discussions about how to be a better advocate, ally, and Appalachian. More than 1 month after the Asbury University revival began, the need for revival is still lingering in one Eastern Kentucky boy's heart. 19-year-old Chase Bailey from Perry County says he felt the urge to plan a youth revival after seeing his youth group at Avalon Pentecostal Church triple in size after a small 9-night revival recently broke out at the church. Well, Bailey says he immediately started planning the 3-day revival and is looking forward to seeing younger generations rally together.
I felt it so heavy in my spirit that I needed to get this together, and so when God speaks, I listen, which is, I think, is very important because people need to know that God is so important and he's a staple in my life, and he needs to be a staple in everybody's life.
Well, Bailey is calling the revival the Souls on Fire Youth Rally. It'll be next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, March 30th through April 1st, starting at 7 p.m. each night at Avalon Pentecostal Church in Perry County. He says he has several worship leaders and pastors lined up.
Coming up on 6:09, we're still tracking some rain across the northern parts of our area this morning. Let's go to the last few hours and kind of show you what's been going on. That front is basically stalled out along the I-64 corridor this morning. It's drifting a little bit further south there with the rain, but the front's hanging out right there basically between the Mountain Parkway and I-64 this morning. Up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, no major issues. Some light traffic up there on US 119 this morning. Now, as we go deeper into the day, we're keeping an eye on the possibility for spotty to scattered chances for showers and storms. Some folks closer to the Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia borders may not see a drop of rain today, but tonight, all of us get in on the action as we see some chances for rain move in with a cold front overnight on the backside of this system. Temperatures will top out in the mid-70s this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, B-Rob, appreciate it. Coming up, the CEO of TikTok appears in front of Congress as there are growing calls for the app to be banned here in the U.S.